Weintraub, town meeting member, precinct 9. It's good to be back at this podium again, Helen. I have a 45-minute speech, but I'm going to cut it way down. First of all, I want to thank every member of the school committee for the important and demanding work that you do in service to our community for no pay. And thank you, Andrew, even though you're not here, for showing up every day and doing one of the hardest jobs in public education. And thank you all for providing time for and listening to public comment. In today's world, this is no small thing. I dedicate my brief remarks tonight to 4 educators who've left their mark on students, colleagues, and families. Former Superintendent of Schools Robert Sperber, former Superintendent of Schools Dr. James Walsh, former Assistant Headmaster at the high school Mike Franz, and Sylvia Cole, my 11th grade English teacher at Bayside High School in Queens, New York, who inspired me to become an intellectual person and a reader, an avid reader. Now, if judged by my 11th grade SAT verbal score, Ms. Cole would, and it was a pretty lousy score, Ms. Cole would have been viewed as a pretty lousy teacher. But if she had been judged by my GRE verbal score, which was a lot better, 7 years later, she would have been viewed as an excellent teacher because of her long-term impact on my intellectual development. I also invoke the names of just a few of the extraordinary Brookline faculty members at Runkle and Brookline High School with whom I've been blessed to serve, many of whom have won the Cavalier Award and many of whom are here tonight. Mary Birchinall, George Vigliarolo, Debbie Quick, Elaine Lombardi, Margaret Metzger, James Cradle, Arnie Marcus, Adrian Mims, Steve Barrasso, Tony Cradle, John Andrews, Romy White, Beth Thompson, Abby Erdman, Steve Lantos, Robert Grant, Asna Sens, Robin Welch, Jerry Kelly, Jay Sugarman, Fred Lown, Debbie Mercer, Jim Doherty, Dan Bresman, Jen Martin, Joan Rector, Deanne Dixon, Kira Flynn Carson, Karen Harris, Malcolm Cawthorn, Agnes Alberola, Patty Harrington, Liz Gorman, Nancy and John Howard, Sidra Schnipper, Gary Schiffman, Ed Weiser, Josh Paris, Stacy Kissel, Holly Irvin, Lisa Redding. Oh my God, there are so many more. And I need to also mention 4 extraordinary Driscoll teachers who cared for and inspired my own children. Marsha Lynch, Anita Splendor, Extended Day Director Mary Malagotti, and Barbara Scotto. Each of these teachers is amazing. Each of these teachers is a consummate professional. Each of these teachers is driven by their own sense of professional dignity, professional growth, commitment to our children and to our public schools. Each of these teachers know their stuff and love the children. Each of these teachers have established strong and lasting relationships with their students and often with the parents of their students. Each of these teachers cared for and inspired thousands of children and young men and women. Each of these teachers are reflective and self-critical. Each of these teachers has taught thousands of lessons, graded thousands of papers, had thousands of parent conferences, and have thousands of stories to tell. Each of these teachers came to Brookline and remained in Brookline for many years because they were respected and granted tremendous academic freedom. And each of these teachers is an individual and different in preparation, in instructional technique and style, and in demeanor. And each of their students is different in their intellectual and social emotional development, in their family culture, in their curiosity, and in their passions. If confronted by the issues described by our kindergarten teachers, most, if not all of these teachers would rise up and say, no, we will not be scripted. No, we will not be held accountable to artificial standards, canned programs, and time constraints created by people far from the classroom, imposed from the top, and without our voices heard. No, we will not lose the autonomy that allows us to care for our children in ways that respond to their individual needs. No, we will not lose our professional dignity. We are... We are not a turnaround district. In the most recent high-stakes 10th grade MCAS... Listen to this. In our most recent high-stakes 10th grade MCAS tests, 100% of the African-American students scored in the advanced and proficient category. 100%. 98% of our Hispanic Latinx students scored in the advanced and proficient category. 98% of our Asian American students scored in the advanced and proficient categories. Unbelievable. Achievement gap? We keep talking about the achievement gap. That's not an achievement gap. Okay, so the math scores are not quite as great, but still quite good. When we started tracking and disaggregating MCAS scores back in 2004, the scores were dramatically and disturbingly different. We are making good progress. We are the Brookline Public Schools. I have a few quotations. Do I have a couple more minutes?
No, you're actually about 3 minutes over, so if you just...
That's okay.
Okay. 2 more sentences.
Okay, I have 2 paragraphs. They're short paragraphs.
2 more sentences.
I attended the celebration of Brookline High School retirees on Monday evening. It was a true family celebration. Each retiring teacher spoke. Each expressed the following sentiment. I feel so fortunate that I was allowed to come to work every day, year after year, be myself, and be appreciated for that, and work collaboratively with bright and creative colleagues, teach a diverse and wildly interesting group of students, and help them find their own unique intellectual and creative passions. I stand here to support the courageous kindergarten teachers who are speaking truth to power. We need to listen to them because they represent the heart and soul of the school system. They have really important and hard jobs. They know something, and they describe what is happening not only in kindergarten, but throughout this school system. I believe we are talking about and advocating for the soul of our great school system, and we're not going away. Thank you.